I think the Glow Racers line deserves a lot of praise because when it was first announced that they were going to be making a new expanded universe diecast line for cars, and it was going to have all kinds of cars that would glow in the dark, everyone was just very, very like unsure of how well they would work. And I think when they finally came out, they definitely turned some heads. The packaging looks really cool, and they just stand out when you see them in the stores. And when you turn the lights off, they look even better. And that's what I just love about the Glow Racers. They set out to do what they said they were going to do, and they did it, and they made a ton of cars. Unfortunately, it seems like at least 4 of them have been canceled at this point. We were supposed to get Sally, Ray Reverham, who else? Flip Dover and Rich Mixon. Oh, wait, not Rich Mixon. Sheldon Shifter. Yeah, those 4. We were supposed to get them in the line. It doesn't seem like they're going to end up coming out now. But, I mean, then again, Jackson Storm and Ramon also took a long time. We thought they were canceled. So you never know. They might end up just coming out. But if they don't, and this is my last time reviewing a Glow Racers product, at least for a while, then, I guess so be it. It was a fun run. I loved everything about the Glow Racers line. I hope you guys did too. And today, I have for you Dan Carcia, the Gaskits Racer number 80. The Gaskits Next Gen, I should say. So, yeah, welcome on back, guys, to the Cars Garage. I really do love Gaskets as a brand, but I gotta be honest, I never really cared for Dan Carcia. I just don't think he's all that great. And I do have to point this out. This is pretty funny. The last Glow Racer I reviewed was Ryan Inside Laney. And obviously, that's my name, Ryan. And then this one is Dan Carcia. And obviously, that's my best friend Daniel's name, Dan. I never call him Dan, but still, I just thought that was funny. You've probably seen him in different episodes of Checking the Bags over the last year or so. But either way, we'll zoom it in, even though there's nothing really to look at. Just because, this could be the last time we review a Glow Racer. I hope it's not. I really do hope it's not, but I feel like it could be. He does have the yellow and red name tag, so nothing too exciting there. I think we've seen that since the beginning. Wasn't that the first one that they used, I think, for McQueen? Or no, for Mater, I think, and Cruz, and they used green and red for McQueen for whatever reason. Don't really know why. Then they changed it in 2024. This guy is a 2024 release, new to Case J, and she was also released throughout 2025 as well, and that's how I found him. I think this is... Oh, wait, no, this is the 2024 one. So, yeah, I guess I found Case J, but I believe it was also in Case N, I think. I don't even know. I don't even remember now. It's been a while since I found this guy, and Ryan Inside Laney as well. But, yeah, it is pretty cool that I am able to review a new Glow Racers now, because there hasn't been one in a while. Not counting these guys who I found super early, then these guys I found kind of late. But other than that, I feel like Canada has been really good for Glow Racers. I think that they've gotten them all in at Toys R Us stores. They've been super expensive, like $15 each, which is way too much. But luckily they went on sale for a little, so that helped out for like $11 each, which is still kind of expensive. And I bought a lot from there. That's how I ended up with a lot of like triples of a lot of them. But not Dan. I think I only have 2 Dans. So yeah, without any further ado, guys, let's bust him open and see how he looks. All right, well, Dan the Man is all opened up, and well, it just kind of hit me. This really could be the last Glow Racers diecast I ever review. We have a nice even number of 10 of them now, and honestly, I thought we had more. It's kind of funny, actually. I started doing these Checking the Pegs episodes, I guess a little bit after I started finding Glow Racers. But it's kind of funny how we have almost the same amount of both, same amount of episodes and same amount of Glow Racers. Almost. Not exactly, because we have 10. We have 11 episodes of Checking the Pegs. I actually was just out filming parts for the 12th, but either way, that's getting off topic. Here is Dan, and yeah, he looks alright. I mean, he doesn't look all that much different from the regular Dan Carcia. Obviously, there's some things that look different, but, the basis of it, dark blue with some yellow, that's kind of still there. So they didn't really alter his design all that much. But the yellow is definitely not as much of a neon color now. It is just very faded. and like kind of lemony colored. So, I mean, to be expected, right? That's the shade of yellow that glows in the dark. I don't think they have a brighter one. I don't know if they'd be able to make it that bright because it kind of ends up looking like this when it's, in the dark. So that's the thing. Either way, though, we'll compare him to the regular one a little bit more later on. But first off, we need to take a look at this new Glow Racers one. Obviously, sponsored by Gaskits, the racetrack treat, kind of like a carified chocolate bar of sorts, even though it doesn't say that anywhere on here, but I just remember it saying that on the old one. What's his name again? Why can't I think of his name? Sage Vanderspin. Yeah. I always get confused with some of the more like longer named ones, except for Winford Bradford Rutherford. I always can remember his name. Either way, though, yeah, very just mellow, kind of like angry looking expression. Of course, I just reviewed Ryan inside Laney the other day, not too long ago, and he has a similar expression, but the eyelids are different. They're more straight across and then up and then straight again. Whereas here it's just like straight across, little triangle upwards and then straight across again. So there's really no like hump over the one eye. It's just kind of straight across with a little triangle in the middle. Looks good though. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the yellow decals just because we've seen it so many times before. I mean, it looks cool on Will Rush because of how cool this like grid pattern is. But I don't know. To see it on another one now, it's okay. It's fine. I'm glad they did him, but I don't think he's really all that innovative looking. Will just wants to keep coming towards us. Anyways, though, his tires being yellow now, that is kind of cool. Very similar again to Will, though. But their rims are different colors. They're both blue, but this one's just darker on Dan. And they're lighter on Will. And of course, McQueen, he has the same type of situation with the yellow decals and the yellow tires. But he looks quite a bit different because he's McQueen. And then Cruz, well, her decals aren't yellow, but she's just all yellow herself. And she has the yellow rims. Actually, I think they might have the exact same tires. Cruz's actually look better. They're darker, the rims, not the tire part. Dan's are definitely bigger, though. Yeah, there's definitely a size difference there. So they're not the exact same, but they're very similar. Anyways, though, yeah, he does have the metal windows, so it's all, one piece. It's all just, it's connected. It's a unibody. That's the word I was looking for. Number 80, of course. I don't really know why there's like little tiny dots around the 80. Never really realized that before. I haven't really looked too much at Dan. I never reviewed the regular one before. I remember getting him in 2020 when he was first released, and I don't know, just wasn't really anything too crazy to me. I remember he kind of peg-warmed a little, and yeah, I mean, just another blue next gen. Has all of his contingency sponsors there: Piston Cup, Combustor, Carbon Cyber, and Synergy. Very nice little tiny triangle down there, and the little like yellow decal up here. What is that supposed to be? I don't know. He just kind of has some abstractness going on around his design. Cool spoiler. It says Gaskits with all kinds of little tiny circles around it. That's weird. All the little dots. I wonder why. Never really realized that before. At least I didn't realize there was that many. It's a nice design though. Very basic, kind of. He does have his rookie racing stripes back there with the number 80. The Gaskits and the big old G, like seen on the front. Big old G. And then G18A is the date stamp. Very dark, just black base, of course. And then Ryan inside Laney, I feel like his was quite a bit different. Yeah, he has T28A as the date stamp. So he was made a whole 10 weeks after Dan. Interesting. I thought they were from the same case. I mean, they are, but I don't know. Maybe mine are from different cases. I don't know. But either way, Dan came right over here. Way too far up, Dan. Let's get you next to this Dan, the original Dan. And let's zoom in just a little bit to do a little bit more comparing now to the original. Obviously, all the yellow is much brighter on this one. It does look better while, it's light out. But I think this one will end up looking better when it's dark in here when we turn the lights off in a few seconds. This one doesn't have any light year text on the tires, so there's a change. And yeah, this one's actually a unibody too. So Dan has never really had a plastic eye plate or plastic windows before. He's always been a unibody, so that's kind of cool. A lot of people like unibodies. I'm a little indifferent. towards them. I mean, with some cars it looks better, but I think with next gen racers, I kind of prefer them to have plastic windows with the window bars, and then sometimes even plastic eye plates I think look better. But either way, let us turn off the lights now. It is time to test out Dan and see how he looks in the dark. Ooh, all right. Dan glows pretty darn nice. The thing that I was kind of worried about though with him is that, he's yellow, so he's not really going to be all that much different. Whereas with Jackson Storm and Ramon back there, they were cool. Brand new color blue. Really, really cool looking. And those ones were probably my favorite ones. But now we have Dan, and, he just glows yellow. But I mean, it's still cool. He looks good and everything. Don't get me wrong. I think he looks really nice. I mean, I wouldn't say awesome. I was about to say awesome, but no, I don't think it looks awesome. His glowing feature. He looks good in the daytime, but while it's dark out, I don't think he glows all that well. The spoiler actually is glowing really nicely though. So there is a nice little win for him. But maybe he just needs to be charged up. So you know what? Let's turn the lamp on. Let's try to charge him up. That's what I try to do here. Try to give these cars the benefit of the doubt. And, maybe they will glow better if it's just a little bit darker in the room. They get charged up a little bit more. Whatever helps. Sometimes that's all they really need. So Luxo Junior, actually Luxo Senior, because he's ginormous. Big old black lamp I have. Looks very similar to Luxo though, just black. And, well, he's helping us out today, like he always does when I review these glow racers. I would, definitely feel bad for people that don't know that they have to be charged up, though. Like, if you just read on the back of the packaging, it says they work better when charged up. You don't have to, put them in this really hot room in a sauna. The heat doesn't really do it. It's the light, it's the brightness that really makes them glow better. So just put them next to a lamp, like a hot light bulb. Well, it doesn't even have to be hot. This one's not hot. But yeah, and then they should glow better. Theoretically, let's see if it works though. Oh yeah, it definitely works. Definitely better. Some parts like the tires, they never glow that great. But yeah, that definitely helped a lot. Yeah, he's glowing better now. Glowing like sunshine, as I like to say. That's nice. If this ends up being our last one that we review, then at least we can say we went off with a bang. That is pretty darn cool. Yeah, he looks good. Especially the whole back area, the spoiler and everything, and this part on top, the big old G, that looks awesome. The side part's not as great, but maybe the light just didn't hit it as well. But either way, yeah, that's going to be it for this review. I hope that you guys did enjoy. Thank you, as always, for watching, and be sure to let me know if you like Dan Carcia down in the comments below. And, well, now that we have a lot of them, really, probably all of them, to be honest, we probably have our complete set now of Glow Racers, all 10 of them. Let me know which one you like best in the comments down below. I would have to go with, I'm going to have to say, I guess, I think I'll go with Jackson Storm. Even though he's not glowing that much right now, he does glow very nice when, you just put him up next to the light a little bit more. So, yeah. With that, I will see you next time right here on the Cars Garage.